If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change. For truth is what I seek, Marcus Aurelius once said. Have you ever looked into someone's eyes, heard their words of kindness, yet felt something off? A tension in the air, a subtle shift in their tone, a silence that speaks louder than their words. The Stoics taught that we must observe life as it is, not as we wish it to be. And in human relationships, the truth is often found not in what is said, but in what is left unsaid. A person who harbors resentment or envy may smile, they may speak words of courtesy, but their actions, their fleeting expressions, their body language will betray them. No matter how carefully they hide their feelings, the truth seeps through in small, unmistakable ways. A dishonest man has no defense but deceit, Seneca once said. Today, we will uncover 8 undeniable signs that someone close to you secretly resents you, even if they do everything to conceal it. And beware, the 8th sign is the most insidious, one that may change the way you see certain people forever. Before we begin, remember, wisdom is the ability to see clearly, without illusion. So, stay with me until the end, and if you find value in this, consider subscribing to Stoic Lens for more insights on self-mastery and personal growth. Now, let's begin. 1. Sarcasm and Contempt. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Hidden hostility does not always reveal itself through open conflict. Instead, it disguises itself in humor, sarcasm, biting irony, and veiled insults that wound under the pretense of jest. A person may mock your ambitions, make light of your struggles, or poke at your insecurities with a smirk, always retreating behind the words, "Don't be so sensitive, I was only joking." Yet, deep down, you feel the sting. At first you may dismiss it as harmless banter, but over time a pattern emerges, the same topics, the same subtle jabs, repeated again and again. The Stoics taught us to judge by actions, not words, for words can be deceiving. Epictetus reminds us, any person capable of angering you becomes your master. The danger of hidden contempt is not only in what is said, but in how it makes you question yourself. Imagine this. You share news of an achievement, something you've worked hard for. Instead of encouragement, you are met with a smirk and the words, "Well, I guess they were just feeling generous today." It is spoken lightly, yet it lingers, planting doubt where there should be pride. A person who truly supports you does not diminish your success under the guise of humor. A mind in conflict with itself seeks to tear others down. The Stoics understood that a person at peace has no need to belittle, no desire to mask resentment in sarcasm. What should one do in response? Not with anger, nor with submission, but with clarity. Observe their pattern. The next time a cutting remark is made, pause and ask, "What do you mean by that?" A person who speaks without malice will explain. One who hides behind sarcasm will evade. Their reaction will tell you everything. A true friend strengthens you, not weakens you. A true friend speaks with honesty, not with mockery. And if someone repeatedly seeks to undermine you, recognize it for what it is, not humor, but hostility. The wise do not entangle themselves with hidden resentment. They see clearly, they step back, and they walk forward with dignity. 2. Subtle sabotage. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury, Marcus Aurelius once said. Not all enemies announce themselves with open hostility. Some work in shadows, not with direct attacks, but with quiet sabotage. A misplaced word, a forgotten detail, a piece of advice that subtly leads you astray. These are the weapons of those who resent your progress, but lack the courage to face their own shortcomings. Imagine this. You have an important job interview tomorrow. You mention it to a friend, and they offer to give you a ride. But the next morning, they forget, leaving you scrambling at the last minute. Or you share a new business idea, and they nod in approval, but conveniently fail to pass along a crucial contact that could help you. At first, you dismiss it as coincidence. After all, everyone makes mistakes. But as these incidents repeat, always at pivotal moments, you begin to wonder, is this truly forgetfulness or something deeper? Sabotage is not always deliberate malice. Often, it is driven by an unspoken fear that your success will make them feel smaller, fear that your growth will leave them behind. When a person refuses to confront their own failures, they may unconsciously try to keep you from rising too high. Epictetus once said, "If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Those who undermine you often do so because they cannot bear to see you strive for something greater. The key to recognizing subtle sabotage is consistency. A single mistake is nothing, even two perhaps. But when small obstructions appear again and again, always at moments when you need support, it is no longer chance. A true friend helps clear your path, not place obstacles in it. So what should you do? The Stoic does not waste energy on resentment. Instead, observe without illusion. Do not lash out. Do not accuse. Simply see the pattern for what it is. Limit your dependence on those who hinder you. Seek allies who uplift rather than undermine. And above all, stay the course. The envy of others is a sign that you are moving forward. Let that be your motivation, not your burden. Third silent competition. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor, Seneca once observed. Some people cannot stand to see you succeed without feeling an overwhelming urge to outshine you. Every victory you achieve is followed by their attempt to shift the spotlight onto themselves. Instead of celebrating your progress, they respond with a subtle challenge, an unspoken contest where your success becomes a threat rather than an inspiration. Imagine this. You share the news of a long-awaited promotion. Before you even finish speaking, they interrupt, "Oh, that reminds me, I just got an offer for something even bigger." Or you proudly talk about running your first marathon, only to hear, "That's great! I actually ran 2 last year." At first it seems harmless, even coincidental, but over time you realize that every achievement of yours is met with a counter-achievement of theirs. Not admiration, not encouragement, just competition. This silent rivalry does not stem from a desire for excellence, but from deep insecurity. Those who engage in it cannot bear to see you shine, because your success forces them to confront their own fears of inadequacy. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." A person who is truly content has no need to compete over every little thing, but one who is troubled within will always measure themselves against others, desperate to prove their worth. Look closely at the pattern. If every conversation with this person turns into a comparison, if your joys are met with their need to one-up you, then understand. This is not friendship, but rivalry in disguise. And where there is rivalry, there is often hidden resentment. So what should you do? The Stoic response is not to engage. Do not let their need for validation disrupt your inner peace. Do not waste energy proving yourself to those who are too consumed by their own fears. Instead, rise above. Observe, but do not react. Recognize their behavior for what it is, a reflection of their struggles, not of your worth. Epictetus advised, "If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. A wise man does not compete with those who seek to undermine him. He simply moves forward, undisturbed, and lets his actions speak for themselves." Fourth, apparent kindness. "A friend to all is a friend to none," Aristotle once wrote. Not all hostility appears as anger. Sometimes it hides behind a polite smile, empty words of encouragement, and a presence that feels just a little too distant when you need it most. Those who secretly resent you may disguise their true feelings with superficial kindness, offering support in words but never in action. When the moment comes to stand by you, they are nowhere to be found. Imagine this. You finally accomplish something significant, a promotion, a creative milestone, or a personal breakthrough. You share the news, expecting a friend's genuine happiness. Instead, their congratulations feel hollow, their enthusiasm forced. Perhaps they nod, say, "That's great," and immediately change the subject. Or worse, they downplay it. "It's not that big of a deal, lots of people do that." At first you tell yourself they're just having a bad day, but over time, a pattern emerges. They are never there when you need them. When you struggle, they dismiss your problems. When you succeed, they act indifferent or distant. Their support is performative, a duty, not a desire. And, as Seneca observed, a person's character is shown not by what they say, but by what they do. True friendship is not measured by words, but by presence. If someone consistently disappears when it matters most, they are telling you, without words, that they do not truly value you. This emotional distance is not always easy to detect, but with time, it becomes impossible to ignore. So what should you do? The Stoic does not waste time demanding loyalty from the disloyal. Instead, recognize reality for what it is. Do not be deceived by pleasant words if actions do not match. Do not beg for support that is not freely given. Instead, invest your energy in those who are truly present, those who celebrate your victories, stand by you in hardship, and whose kindness is not an act, but a reflection of their nature. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." In the end, a friend who is only there in words is no friend at all. Do not chase appearances, seek substance. 5. Care and control. He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still, Epictetus once taught. Some forms of control do not come with chains or commands. Instead, they come wrapped in concern, masked as guidance, advice, and well-intentioned criticism. There are those who try to dictate your life, not with threats, but with care. They tell you what to do, question every choice you make, and cast doubt on your ability to decide for yourself. At first, it seems like they only want what's best for you. But over time, you realize something. Their words do not empower you. They weaken you. Their advice does not build confidence. It creates dependence. You do not feel supported. You feel controlled. Imagine this. You decide to take a new job, pursue a passion, or move to a new city. Instead of encouragement, you are met with doubt. Are you sure that's the right choice? I don't think you're ready. It's risky. Maybe you should wait. If you push forward, they continue to question, subtly eroding your confidence. And if you succeed, they take credit saying, "I was just looking out for you." The Stoics understood that the need to control others often comes from a lack of control within oneself. Seneca wrote, "Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power." A person who cannot master their own fears, uncertainties, or emotions may try to govern others instead, because controlling you distracts them from their own chaos. How can you recognize this hidden form of control? Pay attention to how you feel after speaking with them. Do their words leave you stronger or more insecure? Do they offer guidance, or do they impose their will? Do they encourage your independence, or do they make you feel as if you need their approval? The difference between support and control is clear. One gives you strength, the other takes it away. So what should you do? The Stoic way is not to resist with anger, but with clarity. Do not seek permission where none is needed. Do not allow another's fears to dictate your path. Instead, trust your reason, sharpen your judgment, and make your own choices. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." A true mentor or friend empowers you to stand on your own, but one who constantly questions your ability is not leading you forward. They are holding you back. Recognize the difference and choose your own path with unwavering confidence. 6. Criticism and gossip. When someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval, Epictetus once said. When a person secretly resents you, they rarely confront you directly. Instead, they speak behind your back, spreading criticism, distorting your words, and planting doubt in the minds of others. Gossip is a silent weapon, one that wounds without ever being seen. At first, you may not even realize it is happening, but then you begin to notice subtle changes. Friends grow distant, colleagues act colder without explanation, invitations stop coming, and you wonder, what changed? If the people around you suddenly shift their attitude for no clear reason, it is possible that someone has been whispering poison in their ears. Imagine this. You work hard on a project and your efforts are recognized, but soon after, you notice an uneasy silence. The congratulations feel forced. A colleague who once supported you now avoids eye contact. What happened? Perhaps someone, feeling envious of your success, began to spread doubt. They just got lucky, or I heard they only succeeded because of favoritism. These small, insidious remarks slowly chip away at how others perceive you. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "The opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know the truth." Those who engage in gossip often do so not because of your flaws, but because of their own. A person who is secure in themselves does not need to destroy others to feel important, but one who is consumed by their own inadequacy seeks to bring others down to their level. What can you do? First, understand this truth. Gossip says more about the person spreading it than about the person it targets. A wise man does not waste energy chasing rumors. Instead, he remains steadfast, knowing that time will reveal all things. If someone is trying to tarnish your name, do not fight with words, fight with actions. Maintain your integrity, let your work speak for itself, and allow the truth to rise above the noise. Seneca wrote, "A good character when established is not easily overthrown. Do not let the opinions of small minds shake your foundation. Those who truly know you will not be swayed by rumors, and those who believe lies without question. They were never truly on your side to begin with. Stand firm, speak little, let your character be your defense." 7. resentment toward your success. The success of the envious brings them torment. The success of the wise brings them peace, Seneca once observed. A true friend rejoices in your victories. They celebrate your milestones, stand by you in hardships, and see your success as something positive, not just for you, but for those around you. But not everyone possesses such a generous spirit. Some view your achievements as a painful reflection of their own shortcomings, a reminder of the things they have failed to accomplish. How can you recognize them? Watch their reaction when you share good news. Instead of genuine happiness, you may receive a cold, forced, "Oh, that's great." Or perhaps they quickly change the subject, making sure the attention shifts back to them. Others may dismiss your accomplishments altogether. "Well, it's not that impressive. I did something similar a while ago." Their words are not just casual remarks. They are signs of something deeper: envy, resentment, and an inability to celebrate the success of others. Imagine this. You finally land a dream job after years of hard work. You share the news with a friend, expecting enthusiasm. But instead of excitement, they respond flatly, "Nice. Anyway, have I told you about my new project?" Their energy shifts, their smile fades. The moment is over before it even begins, and you are left with a strange feeling. Was that indifference or something more? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Those who cannot be happy for others often struggle with their own inner conflicts. They're not upset at you. They're upset with themselves. Your progress highlights their stagnation. Your victories remind them of their missed opportunities. And rather than facing these truths, they choose to diminish yours. What should you do? A Stoic does not seek validation from others, nor does he demand applause for his successes. Do not waste energy trying to make them see your worth. Focus instead on your own path. A person who cannot celebrate you is not someone you need to depend on. Epictetus advised, "Attach yourself to what is truly good, not to the opinions of those who waver." In the end, true friendship is revealed in the moments that matter, not just in adversity, but in triumph. Those who cannot be happy for you were never truly with you. Let them go and continue forward, unshaken. 8. Hidden details. Do not waste time arguing what a good man should be. Be one, Marcus Aurelius once wrote. Hatred, when hidden, rarely reveals itself through words. Instead, it lingers in the smallest gestures, in fleeting expressions, in moments that pass so quickly they are almost imperceptible, almost. A glance that lingers a second too long, a forced smile, a sudden shift in posture, a tense silence. These betray what words attempt to conceal. Many people can mask their emotions with polite speech and practiced kindness, but the body tells the truth. It betrays discomfort, resentment, and unspoken hostility in ways the mind cannot fully control. A friend who secretly resents you may stiffen when you speak about your success. Their voice may subtly change when they offer a compliment. They may avoid eye contact at key moments. None of these alone may seem like much, but together they form a pattern, one that, if you are observant, you cannot ignore. Imagine this. You share exciting news, perhaps a promotion, a personal achievement, or a new opportunity. They smile, nod, and say, "That's great," but something feels off. The warmth in their voice is missing, their eyes flick away, their smile fades too quickly. And, though their words say one thing, their energy says another. You brush it off at first, but over time, you begin to notice that this happens often, each time you succeed, each time you rise. Another example, you enter a room and for a split second, before they adjust their face into neutrality, you catch an expression of annoyance or frustration, a small hesitation before they greet you. These micro-expressions are brief, but they speak volumes. A person who harbors resentment toward you will struggle to consistently hide it, because the body always reacts before the mind can correct it. These subtle cues often reveal more than words ever could. Seneca wrote, "He who envies others does not obtain peace of mind." A person who harbors resentment cannot truly celebrate another's victories because your success reminds them of their own stagnation. They may not even be aware of their own bitterness, but their body, their tone, their presence will reveal it. So what should you do? The Stoic does not react with paranoia or confrontation. Instead, he observes, acknowledges, and adjusts. Do not ignore what your instincts pick up. If a person's energy consistently contradicts their words, believe their energy. Distance yourself from those whose presence feels heavy, whose support feels hollow. A person who cannot be happy for you will never truly stand beside you. Instead, surround yourself with those who celebrate your success without hesitation. Seek out people whose words and actions align, whose joy is genuine, and whose presence strengthens rather than drains you. Epictetus advised, "Attach yourself to what is truly good, not to the opinions of those who waver." In the end, truth is always visible to those who choose to see it. Pay attention to what is not said, to what is not expressed openly. The body never lies. If someone in your life constantly gives you reasons to doubt their sincerity, trust what you feel. Clarity is a gift, and the wise do not ignore it. A person who secretly resents you may smile in your presence, but their silence in your success speaks louder than any words ever could. Recognizing these signs requires awareness, patience, and the courage to see things as they truly are. Words can deceive, but actions, body language, and subtle details always reveal the truth. The Stoics taught that we should not rely on what people say, but on what they do. When you sharpen your perception, you protect your energy and make space for people who genuinely support you. It can be difficult to accept that someone close to you secretly harbors resentment. But remember, true friendship is revealed in action, not in empty words. A person who envies you will struggle to celebrate your success. A person who disrespects you will betray it through their subtle behaviors. And a person who secretly resents you will always, in some way, show you the truth, if you choose to see it. Have you ever noticed these hidden signs in someone around you? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your experiences. And if this video brought you value, take a moment to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future insights. At the end of the day, you cannot control how others feel about you, but you can control how you respond. Walk forward with clarity, without resentment, and without illusions. True strength comes from knowing who belongs in your life and who does not. Stay sharp, stay grounded, and remember, awareness is power. In the next video, we'll dive even deeper into the unseen forces that shape our relationships and decisions. I'll see you there.